So lined cast iron pipe, lined or reconditioned cast iron pipe is actually called a composite material. It's composite because we depend upon the hose pipe for its strength. The liner itself has a seamless woven fabric product. It has a polyethylene, polyurethane, non-permeable skin, plus the adhesive or resin that bonds the liner to the hose pipe. After it's reconditioned or lined, obviously it takes care of or stops all the leaks in the pipe. It seals all the joints. It does exactly what we expect that lined cast iron to do. What's different about it is that the cast iron, lined cast iron, behaves very differently than unlined cast iron. And we're going to talk about that exactly today. What we plan to do today is to crack or try and crush two sections of pipe, a lined section and an unlined section of pipe. This piece of pipe that you see here inside the frame is an unlined section of pipe. So this red steel frame that you see is comprised of some steel spacers because it's designed for a multiple diameter pipe, two 10,000-pound hydraulic jack, a 4-inch steel I-beam, the actual pipe that we're looking to crush, and the frame itself. When we're ready, the jacks are going to push the I-beam up against the cast iron pipe, holding it tightly against the top until it crushes. So as I said, the two jacks are hydraulic jacks. The operator is going to start to pump the jack itself. The gauge is going to show 2,000 pounds of pressure on the gauge, which gives me 2,000 pounds of pressure on the two jacks. But when you do the math and you calculate the diameter of the jack's shafts, it actually comes out to be around 16,000 pounds of force. The 4-inch steel I-beam being raised by the two jacks. Once the beam touches the cast iron pipe, we're going to remove or loosen the two jacks that are currently holding it. Okay. So at around 2,000 pounds of pressure on the gauge, like I said earlier, 16,000 pounds of force or so, this cast iron pipe cracked. It cracked severely. It cracked all the way to the back. We're going to go a little further, Rome. Cast iron pipe is now completely broken. So we removed that broken piece, obviously, and we replaced it with another section of cast iron pipe, only this one is lined, it's been reconditioned. And we're going to do the exact same test. We're going to bring it up to 2,000 pounds, and we're going to watch the cracks and to notice the difference between the result. Exact same test, 2,000 pounds of pressure. This cast iron pipe cracked, but not as severe as the first one. What's different is the liner. What I like to do now is that to show that this cast iron pipe, although it was broken, we heard the crack, I like to put a couple of pounds of pressure in it just to see whether or not it actually holds pressure. The scheme here, the concept here, is a lined section of pipe that acts in the same way it normally acts. Cast iron cracks. That's what cast iron does. But when it's lined, cast iron pipe doesn't fall apart as the first one, nor does it leak. So we're going to put a couple of pounds, 5 pounds of pressure in this pipe, just to verify what I said. Keep in mind that this pipe was designed to hold just 1/4 pound of pressure. 5 pounds is 20 times greater in pressure, and we're going to see whether or not we can maintain pressure while that crack still exists. So we have 5 pounds of pressure currently in the pipe. It's holding steady. This pipe is broken. It has a crack in it. I'm going to take the crack a little further and see just exactly what we see. I'm going to step back again for safety.
Nope. There you go.
Oh, now I see the crack as clear as a bell. Let's take a look at the pressure. I have a broken cast iron pipe with a physical, actual crack, and it's holding 5 pounds of pressure. The gauge is showing 5 pounds of pressure in a low pressure cast iron main, holding 20 times its design pressure. You can see that we managed to knock out a whole section of cast iron pipe, exposing the liner itself. Absolutely no leak. If this was in the field and this cast iron pipe was damaged, you can safely say that the liner can withstand the impact. As you can see here, we had a time to break through the cast iron. We removed the broken cast iron and disbonded it from the liner, and you can see the liner is holding 5 pounds. I don't want to go any further than that as it is now. A 125-year-old cast iron has been brought back to life to withstand the impact of maybe a backhoe or some damage where the cast iron itself could be taken from the pipe and still hold pressure. Over the years, I've been hearing pretty much the same phrase repeated all the time. Now, just the other day, I hear that someone dug up a piece of pipe that was so severely corroded that it looked like a Swiss cheese. That's the phrase I've been hearing just about for 25 years. And we all really know that Swiss cheese pipe in the gas environment just doesn't exist. But what we did was we actually simulated a Swiss cheese section of pipe. And what we did in this 6-inch unwrapped steel pipe was we milled down the pipe from its existing wall thickness to 1/16 of an inch. Then we drilled 44 2.5-inch holes all the way around the pipe. After we done that, we lined that section of pipe, and as you can see, this pipe is holding 100 psi of hydro pressure. It's been holding 100 psi now 24 hours. At this point, we're going to take the test and move it along. So from a safety point of view, from a safety factor, if you actually had pipe that looked like Swiss cheese and we had it lined, from a safety point of view, you'd like to probably know just where that steel will fail. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to fail this section of steel. So the pipe has failed. It has ruptured in tension. It ruptured at 3,600 psi. You still have to do the math. That's the pressure in the pistons. We'll know the final number in a little while. But the steel has failed. It's still holding 100 pounds. We're going to remove the pressure from the pipe so we can get a close shot of the ruptured steel. So you can see that under tension, the steel actually fell apart. It ripped apart at 28,800 pounds of force to pull this apart. The liner still maintained 100 psi of hydro pressure and did not leak.